The Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1. Date August 11, 2023. Decree. We hereby express our respect to you and have the honor to state the following. Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1 is the owner and manager of the World Account in the World Sovereign Bank of the Order of Hospitallers. Account number 012004887777C3AM01, distributed among various banks in countries around the world. As a reminder, Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1 is the owner and manager of the World Account in the World Sovereign Bank of the Order of Hospitallers. Account number 011735162277888899, distributed among various banks in countries around the world. As a reminder, Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1 is the absolute owner and manager of assets, including accounts under the names White Spiritual Boy, Spiritual Wonder Boy, Spiritual Wonder Brothers, Morning Star, King David, Prophet Muhammad, Demas and Saint Timothy, White Mongolia, White Vatican, White Eagle, Marie Sinukan or Divine Crystal, Maria Banaha or Divine Sunflower, Maria Christina or Divine Magdalene, Maria Maclean or Divine Easter Egg, Falcon, Alpha Omega, and other accounts placed in all countries around the world. We hereby confirm all previous legal and subordinate international acts approved by the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1, namely resolutions and orders, and all other legal and subordinate international acts of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1. In fulfillment of the sacred mission to exit the global financial crisis, the prevention of a third world nuclear war, in order to eliminate the destructive, toxic, and incapacitated debt-fit financial system, and in order to create light, world financial system based on heavenly principles as a gold standard, namely on the sacred spiritual gold of the treasurers of RA, MO, M1, XAU, in the serving the light humanity and its development and prosperity according to the divine law of creation. In persons of the decrees of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1, Number 1, 2020, dated April the 7th, 2020, Number 13, 2022, dated March the 1st, 2022, Number 24, 2022, dated December 27th, 2022, Number 28, 2023, dated on March 18th, 2023, Number 29, 2023, dated March 21st, 2023, Number 30, 2023, dated March 13th, 2023, and other sovereign, international legal and bylaws of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1 as the rules of international law, based on the performance of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1 functions of the State Treasury of the USSR. A resolution of the Supreme Tax Council of the USSR number 81-6 dated October the 7th, 2018. In connection with numerous monstrous crimes in the field of the right of the sovereign, namely in relation to the great sovereign country, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, and its great multinational United Sovereign People, in connection with numerous crimes against the sovereign legislation of the great sovereign country, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, due to numerous crimes against the international financial legislation, including the failure to comply with the resolutions of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1, Number 1, dated April the 7th, 2020, Number 13, dated March the 1st, 2022, Number 24, dated December 27th, 2022, Number 28, dated March 18, 2023, Number 29, dated March 21st, 2023, Number 30, dated on 30th of March 2023. In connection with the non-fulfillment of the divine law of creation, based on the regulations of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1, Number 13, dated March the 1st, 2022, Number 24, dated December 27th, 2022, Number 28, dated March 18th, 2023, Number 29, dated March 21st, 2023 year, Number 30, dated March 30th, 2023. Based on the complete criminalization of the fit financial system, by the right of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1 as the absolute owner and chief regulator of the entire world financial system, as the absolute owner and manager of all world assets under the exclusive historical right from the creator of the new era, hereby decides to deprive the right of subjectivity to recognize the Central Bank of the Russian Federation, the Bank of Russia, the CB of RF, the Central Bank of the Russian Federation, of its leaders, employees, and criminal owners outside the written law of creation and outside the law throughout the entire period of its existence throughout the world, and declares the Central Bank of the Russian Federation, Bank of Russia, CB of RF, Central Bank of the Russian Federation, of its leaders, employees, and criminal owners, international criminal terrorists, separatists, and extremist organization, immediately subject to complete blocking of all criminal activities of the international criminal, terrorist, separatist, and extremist organization, the Central Bank of the Russian Federation, Bank of Russia, CB of RF, Central Bank of the Russian Federation. Immediately arrest all criminals of the international criminal, terrorist, separatist, and extremist organization, the Central Bank of the Russian Federation, Bank of Russia, CB of RF, Central Bank of the Russian Federation. To all specialized subjects of law to immediately start a counter-terrorist operation to eliminate the international criminal, terrorist, separatist, and extremist organization, the Central Bank of the Russian Federation, Bank of Russia, Central Bank of the Russian Federation, with criminal liability to the fullest extent of the sovereign legislation of the great sovereign country, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, and the international law, owners, participants, organizers, accomplices, and satellites, as well as all family members of the owners, members, participants, organizers, their accomplices, and satellites of the international criminal, terrorist, separatist, and extremist organization, Central Bank of the Russian Federation, Bank of Russia, CB of RF, Central Bank of the Russian Federation, leading their criminal activities for over 30 years. All types of assets and any property belonging to the international criminal, terrorist, separatist, and extremist organization, the Central Bank of the Russian Federation, Bank of Russia, CB of RF, Central Bank of the Russian Federation, its owners, participants, organizers, accomplices, and satellites, as well as all family members of the owners, members, participants, organizers, their accomplices, and satellites, are subject to immediate confiscation and credited into the balance of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One, with subsequent distribution and use for the development programs and projects of the great sovereign country, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. All so-called banks, financial companies, and microfinance organizations for the period from August 13, 2023 to August 30, 2023, submit an official application to the Chief Regulator of the Unified State Banking System of the State Bank of the USSR, official website of the State Bank of the USSR, gosbankussr.ru, by official email secretariat at gosbankussr.ru, about readiness for the transition to the Unified State Banking Systems of the State Bank of the USSR, in full subordination of the Chief State Regulator of the entire state financial and banking system of the USSR, on the sovereign territory of the great sovereign country, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, as a system bank of the light world financial system, based on heavenly principles as the gold standard, namely on the sacred spiritual gold of the treasure RA-MO and 1 XCU, to the State Bank of the USSR throughout the world. Starting from August 30, 2023, they are recognized as falsified and are subject to a complete ban on any type of financial and payment turnover. Any types of transfers and transactions are subject to a complete ban on the sovereign territory of the great sovereign country, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, tickets of the Bank of Russia, Russian ruble, and any other means of payment outside the Unified State Banking System of the State Bank of the USSR. Starting from August 30, 2023, they are recognized as falsified and are subject to a complete ban on any type of financial and payment turnover. Any types of transfers and transactions are subject to a complete ban on the sovereign territory of the great sovereign country, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, and throughout the world. Tickets of the Bank of Russia, Russian ruble, outside the Unified State Banking System of the State Bank of the USSR. And based on the resolutions of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One, number 1, dated April 7, 2020, in relation to the great sovereign country, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One confirms and approves the absolute legitimacy of the financial and payment turnover throughout the sovereign territory of the great sovereign country, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, and throughout the world, secured by the world reserve currency gold and Soviet ruble. 1 gold Soviet ruble is equal to 1 gram of system bank gold, XCU, with the code of the world reserve secured currency MO1, XCU, GSR, abbreviated as GSR. Based on the resolutions of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One Number 1, dated April 7, 2020, Number 30, dated March 30, 2023, in relation to the great sovereign country, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One confirms and approves the absolute legitimacy of the financial and payment turnover as a state system of the State Bank of the USSR on the entire sovereign territory of the great sovereign country, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, of an eternal temporary means of payment, ticket of the Bank of Russia, Russian ruble, with the code M1, XCU BBR, in short BBR, backed by the world reserve currency gold and Soviet ruble, GCR, where 3,000 Bank of Russia banknotes, Russian ruble, with code M1 XCU BBR, in short BBR, equal to 1 Soviet golden ruble with the code MOM1 XCU GSR, abbreviated as GSR. The Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One and persons of the Secret Mission and performing the function of the State Treasury of the USSR, Resolution of the Supreme Tax Council of the USSR, Number Bank of the USSR, on the sovereign territory of the great sovereign country, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, on the gold standard, designated by the World Code of the Gold Standard System, RAMOM1 XCU, short World Code of the Gold Standard System, RAM1. In fulfillment of this decree, all international and state counterterrorism and legal law enforcement organizations, all military organizations, to all actual orders, to all masters of the world system, to all masters of the world financial system, all international country control organizations, to all missionaries performing a mission before the one God, the all Creator, bringing light and knowledge to the world, to all world spaces, Yavi, Navi, Slavi, and Pravi, person to all light, all of heaven, all divine providence, to all great divine providence, all great cosmic forces, all divine armadas, all divine fleets, as well as the great fleet of RA, immediately begin to implement this decree in terms of its full implementation. To all bright humanity and all international subjects of law organized on the basis of the principles of popular sovereignty and observing the principles of popular sovereignty, the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One strongly recommends that the procedure of self-organization in their country be carried out in order to manifest the supreme people's power of the sovereign and return the sovereign status of their motherland for a light, peaceful, and creative development of universal love and friendship throughout the world. Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One recommends a competent and light approach to the issue of self-organization at the system level. The Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One wishes all countries, all clans and tribes, all nations of the world of all bright humanity, the speedy restoration of their bright home under the sovereign flag and the sacred name Motherland in the universal creative construction of our bright world as the universal native temple. Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One firmly confirms this statement and in the future impartially and correctly fulfilled its late mission to restore justice and to build the all-light, all-heavenly system which should and will faithfully serve the bright humanity, and consequently all God, all Creator, all creative family of the Supreme, as the one heavenly, all to God, all to the Creator, all creative of all existing and non-existent, and the creation of all light, all great, all heavenly. Om. His Majesty Alexander, the King of Kings, Vice Spiritual Boy, Secretary General of the Sovereign Treasury Monetary One, President of Vice Spiritual Boy, RSB Global Corp Incorporated, Grand Intendant of the Sovereign Order of St. John Jerusalem, Rose, Malta, the Supreme Order of the Hospitallers, Chairman of the Board of the World Sovereign Bank of the Order of the Hospitallers,